As a viewer, you need to be able to hear criticisms of your favorite YouTubers and not get too butthurt. No one should be immune to criticism. That's very fucking important, alright?
Right. So now that you know that, we can begin. So a couple weeks ago, and in the previous week, the user by the name of GradeAUnderA posted 2 videos talking about the apparently recent string of YouTube drama. But as someone who does enjoy Grade's videos, I couldn't help but notice a few inconsistencies between the two of them. And since the only way to get your opinion known out here on the damn site is to make a damn video, here we are. Now before we begin, I'm going to attempt to try to be serious in this video, since I do want to be completely clear and forward on this. I'll try to pepper in some jokes for you guys, but just giving you a little heads up. I should also point out that I do agree that on this topic, it should be discussed, that Pewdiepie's, Markiplier's, and Mathew Santoro's videos were wastes of time, but we're focusing on Grade's video.
I'm having to be involved in this YouTube drama with YouTube drama itself. Now listen, I've been making a conscious effort to avoid any videos on YouTube drama for about 2 months. But this is pissing me off now. Ever since this whole drama is a problem shit started blowing up on YouTube because of these 3 YouTubers, right? I'm getting people who now see my channel in a negative light saying that I'm somehow a drama whore. Like for example, I'm seeing comments like this crop up here and there. I cannot get over this comment, seriously. I'm a drama whore. Really?
Really? You're letting comments get to you. You know, I really wouldn't think this is an issue, except on your next video.
He's saying some pretty nasty shit, right? But I don't give a fuck, cause I'm not a pussy. Listen, as somewhat of an online figure, right, such as a YouTuber, it sounds dumb, but I have to expect stuff like that. I have to expect criticism and bad feedback and be able to take that and not give a fuck. Whether it's from fans, random haters, or even other well-respected big YouTubers.
Something's not right here.
Why does this comment get under your skin? Also, when exactly was this comment made? I see that at the top it was made 11 minutes ago, but without a proper timestamp, and since I'm not going to be trudging around through each of your videos that have thousands of comments, for all I know this comment could have been made on one of your drama videos that you made 2 months ago. Now, if someone can provide a link of a screenshot of when this comment was made and on which video it's on, I appreciate it, and depending on the information, I'll take back this part. But the real point is, why not just ignore it? Because in the rest of the video, you don't allude to what other negatives your channel has gotten. Did you lose subs? Oh, I guess not. Did you lose patrons? A couple maybe, but you're still raking in over $6,000 a month! Well, maybe your videos got flagged, but if that were the case, why not bring that up in the original video? Because the only negativity you bring up that you and supposedly other channels that you don't allude to are easily ignorable or blockable comments.
Now listen, right, if I get criticism, that's not a problem, but I do not deserve that criticism. That's bullshit. And the reason I'm getting that shit is because these 3 idiots made them fucking moron videos. And it's not just me either. Other channels are also getting affected by this bullshit.
And this is where I have to ask again. When was the comment made? Because if we look at the comment in question, as well as all 3 channels, they did have a bit of drama going on. Remember Where's the Fair Use? All 3 of them did have drama circle around them over a month or so ago. Depending on where you stand, it could be good drama since they bring up good points about the broken copyright system, or bad drama since they had to deal with a ton of issues going on with their reviews. Or if you were a fan and you just didn't really care for all this drama talk, it could be just that. They just got sick of it. They may not be focused on drama, but say for Keemstar, none of those channels listed there are revolving around drama. Each of those channels in recent time did indeed talk about drama on YouTube, both good and bad, which can be annoying for viewers.
It's all because of these 3. And just in case any of you aren't familiar with these 3 who have completely changed how everyone on YouTube sees drama, let me just remind you who this genius trio, the recent voices of reason, the fucking Einstein, Newton, and Tesla of YouTube are. What the fuck? fuck, man? These guys are the ones who caused all this. Is this a joke?
Now this right here is the pot calling the kettle black, because I know for a fact that 2 of those videos were comedic in nature. You know, videos that are meant to be humorous to get a laugh out of those who view them. Granted, I'm not an avid watcher of Markiplier and I won't ever touch the Pewdster, but I know that those were comedic videos. And the most ironic part is that this can easily apply to you, Grade, since the majority of your videos are comedic in nature, where you make goofy and immature content. Like, say, oh, I don't know, talking about how a kernel of corn was in your crap, or you drawing MS Paint poop and urine on the bathroom stalls. Since you make immature and goofy videos in the past, does that mean we shouldn't take you seriously at all either? Now don't take this to mean that I agree with the 3 that he brought up. I thought their videos were dumb too, but rather I want to point out, would this be considered being a hypocrite?
Having a shitload of subscribers, or even being the most subscribed guy on the entire website, doesn't mean dick. Fred used to be the most subscribed guy on all of YouTube for quite a while. Would Fred ever have been taken nearly as seriously as these 3 guys are being taken right now? Exactly. No, he wouldn't. Ever. He would never be taken seriously. Not in a million fucking years. All they have is that they're big YouTubers. That doesn't mean that they're smart. They have a lot of subscribers, not brain cells. So don't fall into the trap of thinking that these guys are worth listening to either.
And another argument that can be used on you, Grade, Mr. Over 2 million subs.
This shit about drama is being blown way out of proportion by them. And it's affecting YouTube channels that don't deserve it, including myself. Which is why I personally give as much of a shit as I do.
What negativity! You talk about how you're being negatively affected by their videos, but as I already demonstrated, the only thing you seem to be getting negative is some comments that could easily be trolling you. How about you provide a few screenshots of these negatives? You're using nebulous terms, not providing evidence of it, and expecting people to blindly believe you. And looking at the YouTube like counter, I think you succeeded in that manner.
Okay, so Markiplier was the one who essentially started all of this current drama is a problem trend that's going around YouTube right now. By the way, just to get this out of the way, right? I find it very fucking surprising that people would ever take this guy seriously. Does this look like the hair of someone that you should take seriously? No, of course not.
I'm not one to talk, but at the same time, the argument that can be made against you again, Grade. After all, the only picture you have of you is a rather poorly made MS Paint drawing. Like I said, I really can't say the same thing since I got this ghost as an avatar, but people can make the argument on me and you that they can't take us serious because how we portray ourselves on the internet. Now, I will be skipping a few of Grade's arguments. As I said, you can bring up decent arguments against the higher YouTubers' points. But what I take umbrage with this segment is with all the ad hominem attacks, especially with this line from the beginning.
No disrespect to any of them, right? But I'm just being real, okay? Because these 3 idiots made them fucking moron videos.
Now, I will say Grade did bring up some decent points, such as Markiplier saying that he didn't have a good presentation and could have spent a few minutes coming up with a few bullet points. But what the hell does bringing up the point of Markiplier when that's a common nickname his fans came up with have to do with Mark's points?
Nothing! Absolutely nothing!
I get it, you want to entertain your viewers, and throwing like jabs at your target is fine. Hell, I've done it myself. But when it's more the crutch of your argument on this segment, it's more childish than calling yourself Markiplier. Now, I'm going to be skipping his Mathew Santoro segment, mainly because of the whole drama with the plagiarism thing. I actually agreed that it should have been exposed, but it should have been its own video since it has barely anything to do with the YouTube is changing video. And there are points you can bring up to counter Mathew Santoro's video, and not just rely on bringing up the plagiarism thing. For example, Santoro stated in his video that there weren't any collaborations with YouTubers anymore, when that's clearly not the case. As illustrated not only bigger YouTubers like with Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, to medium-sized YouTubers such as one of my favorite PC Master Race YouTubers, Top Hats and Champagne, who had plenty of people coming over on his channel, to even the Brony community where there are a ton of collaborations and crossovers happening all the time. It's just in Santoro's circles that he's not seeing it, which, while he may have huge sub counts, doesn't mean it's affecting the whole of YouTube.
Let me quickly ask you one very important question that I feel a lot of people have been ignoring. What is drama? Go on, what is it? Because if I'm honest, I don't think people know.
Alas, poor Yorick. He dead.
How come there's never any distinction made between the two? There is such a thing as good drama, and we need to start making that clear. To call everything drama is actually a problem because it paints everything in a bad light, even when it's good. For example, back when I was making my hashtag Make YouTube Great Again, and I'm sure the hashtag Where's the Fair Use guys got this as well, right? Even though the aim is to help fix the fucking website we're on, you still get some brain-dead idiots complaining that this is all drama and you're just doing it for the views. Because they're fucking idiots and they don't know what else to call it, so they group this good thing in the same category as rape allegations and call it drama. So do you see how sometimes, in some situations, people complain and cry drama when there's no drama at all?
Well, for one thing, you were also calling out quite a few big YouTubers out there, such as Jinx and reactors as a whole. And since they were stealing content, that's a bad thing, and it's also drama. It really all depends on where you stand on the fence with this. Since you're being so general with your wanting to improve the website, it's easy to see why you'd think this was bad. But you have to consider what you're covering, i.e. stealing content and false flagging. It is bad, and can put wanting to improve the website by calling out people who did this can be considered drama. I agree wholeheartedly that you wanting to fix the copyright system shouldn't be classified as drama, but you have to look at your video as a whole when you make your claims. You called out not only reactors but prank channels too, and that can be viewed as drama.
How people looked at that and thought it was drama is fucking insane. Something so uneventful, a simple disagreement in opinion between two YouTubers, yet people still complained. I don't get it. Are people not allowed to have disagreements anymore? People have disagreements all the time, everywhere. Families in households, roommates in an apartment living together, students at school, people at your workplace, everywhere. Every fucking environment will have people having disagreements at some point. So why should YouTube be any different?
But the only difference between the four examples in YouTube, or Twitter in this case, is that those can and usually are isolated incidents where you don't have thousands or millions of people follow the word of the two who are in the argument. If someone stole another person's lunch at work, yeah, that'll raise a stink, but there aren't nearly as many people who follow the two who are in the middle of that incident. However, when you're set to get videos and Twitter conversations that you get notified about, their fans will actually want to find out more about the situation. If they didn't, why bother following the people to begin with?
So who's to blame for the drama here? The YouTubers who had a disagreement and then started arranging a 1v1 on Modern Warfare 2? Or the thousands of viewers who bring things like suicide and racism into this otherwise pretty ordinary exchange?
Well, one could argue that the fact that these two had this little disagreement on Twitter wasn't the best place to do it, since it's a public forum and they both have tons of followers who can watch their conversation take place. I'm not saying they can't have a conversation on Twitter, but seeing as how PewDiePie's fans do have a nasty reputation as the bro army, and not saying that all who are part of that army are like that, it should have been taken into consideration.
Given that YouTube comment sections have the cancerous reputation that they do, how did people on this site start becoming so fucking sensitive and pussy like this? For example, I'm seeing comments like this crop up here and there. I cannot get over this comment, seriously. I'm a drama whore. Really?
I don't think I really need to say anything. Since you say everyone should be open to criticism, let's criticize this, shall we? First off, you never said what backlash other channels were getting. You only used yourself as an example, and as I stated earlier in the video, it was only comments that could have been easily been ignored. You poorly explained what the backlash was. Secondly, yes, Mark should have taken better care to make his video better, or at least have a cohesive point. But considering their role in that sentence, you should have double-checked your own stuff too. Thirdly, I'm not going to repeat myself again, since you're not telling anyone what the backlash or the other channels are. And finally, from what I understand, the only reason why Mark even has his hair dyed that way was for charity. Basically, he did a live stream, and if he got a certain amount, he would dye his hair a certain color for his fans. And then later, he dyed it for one of his deceased friends. Now, granted, I can think of better ways to mourn and raise money for charity, but to each their own. I'm not saying that I agree with Mark. I'm not saying you can't even insult the guy. I'm just saying, Grade, do some homework. You were a teacher, for hell's sake.
This is very much a case of, I preferred it when you only shitted on the YouTubers I hated and not the ones I like. Fuck that double standard shit, man. If someone deserves criticism, and I personally feel that I can add something to the conversation that hasn't been said before, I'll fucking say it. It's because these three idiots made them fucking moron videos.
Oh yeah, because insulting people really does add to the conversation at hand, right? Right? And I'm editing this video here, since he does bring up a good example of how the viewers can blow things out of proportion, but that's not the point of the video. I found the videos to be slightly hypocritical. His arguments could easily be used on him, and some of his points didn't even seem to address the bigger issues of the drama vids. I'm Skull Common. Have a nice day.